Hello, it's almost time for you to arrive at UCSB. Some of our students, including those in FSSP, and some of our graduate students are already starting to arrive, so we look forward to welcoming you. This video will go over your entry into the U.S., getting to UCSB, moving in, and CALI training. For entry into the U.S., you want to be sure you keep your important documents with you when you travel. Do not put these documents into your checked luggage. Keep them with you on the airplane. You need your passport, your I-20 or DS 2019, depending on if you're an F1 or J1 student, your financial documents, like the ones you uploaded to OISS, and then your admit letter, which you can download from the admissions office. You don't need to have your admit letter, but it's recommended. All these documents might be requested when you are entering the U.S. And remember that you're coming to the U.S. to study. That is the primary reason for your visit. While you're at the airport, check your I-94. This is the evidence that the Customs and Border Protection has checked you in. The two important pieces of information are right here. You want to be sure that your class of admission is either F1 or J1. And then here, it should say DS, your admit until date. DS will be duration of status. So if you can make sure that you were admitted in the correct class, again, either F1 or J1 to study, with a very few exceptions, and that your admit until date is DS, and you can make sure that that's correct before you leave the airport, you could save yourself some headaches. From the airport, most students will arrive at the LAX airport in Los Angeles. Santa Barbara is about 100 miles northwest of Los Angeles, and UCSB is about 10 miles west of downtown Santa Barbara. So we're not exactly in Santa Barbara, but there are easy ways to get from LAX. From LAX, we recommend the Santa Barbara Airbus. You can get a ticket in advance at their website. And when you're at LAX, look for these green signs that say flyaway buses, long distance vans. The Santa Barbara Airbus makes regularly scheduled trips several times a day from LAX to Santa Barbara, and that can be a great option for you. There's also a group called Roadrunner Shuttles if you need something outside of the usual SB Airbus hours. This is what the Airbus looks like. You'll see a lot of them on the highway. If you're flying into Santa Barbara Airport, as you can see, we are very close, UCSB, to Santa Barbara Airport. The terminal's right here. So you can just take a taxi or a Lyft. It's really like 1 mile away. It's very close. If you don't have much, you could even take the bus, but usually people arriving for the quarter or for the year will have a lot of luggage, so you'll probably want to take a taxi or a Lyft, which are available right outside the airport. Moving in for residence halls. If you are a freshman student or you will be living in on-campus housing, you can move in on September 19th. That is your move-in day. Move-in weekend for other students is later, but international students can move in a little earlier. When it's time to get your key, you will use your access card as your key. You can get your access card in the Ucen at the information desk, which is right above Panda Express. So if you smell some delicious smelling Chinese food while you are walking past the University Center, you are probably near the information desk, which is on the main floor, the second floor, above Panda Express. And that's where you can get your ID card, which will also serve as your room key for many places in Santa Barbara. Isla Vista, again, it's right next to you if you're living in apartments or private housing. Isla Vista is really close. There's lots of shopping, and we've covered that in other videos. Remember, once you get here, if anybody takes anything, you want to keep your doors and windows locked. Don't leave your valuable things unattended. And if you do have an emergency, call 911. Again, just an overview of emergencies. This is from Student Health Services, which is your first choice. You do have insurance beginning on September 9th at UCSB. So be sure to take advantage of Student Health Services if you need health care. If Student Health Services is closed, there are urgent cares listed here. This information is all on the Student Health website. Use that if student health is closed and you're sick and injured but don't feel your life is at risk. It's much less expensive than an emergency room. Emergency room is really only if you feel at your immediate risk. It's very expensive, but we do know that students can be injured during move-in. There's a lot going on during this time in your life. Finally, CALI Training. It's required for everybody. All incoming international students will need to complete some type of CALI training. So find the session that's right for you. If you attended a orientation program, then there's modified sessions available for you. If you're unable to attend your regular session, just send us an email at OISS Programs, and we'll talk to you about setting up a makeup session. It's very important that you're up to date on your information for immigration and laws. That's basically it. Please stay in touch with us. Email us if you have any questions. We're having webinars to answer more questions, and we just can't wait to meet you. Welcome to UCSB.